I'll send it out. There we go. All right. So hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, if you are having a snow day, you are enjoying the snow day. I am in South Jersey, so I am not enjoying a snow day. I am at work. So I am Sarah Smith. I am a school counselor at Triton Regional High School in Runnymede, New Jersey, and I am the immediate past president of NJACAC.
Hi, everybody. I'm in what's officially known as Central Jersey, as per New Jersey law, in Somerset County, where we probably got a couple inches, so it's not crazy bad. But I do have a snow day, whatever that means, because I'm technically still working, but it is what it is. But so glad to have you all here. Hopefully, you have lunch, a snack, your third cup of coffee, whatever the case might be. But my name is Cano. I am the Director of Undergraduate Admissions at Stevens Institute of Technology, and also a proud past president of New Jersey ACAC. And currently, I am the chair of our regional college fairs and the college fair registry.
Okay.
So today's session is really just to get folks familiar with the organization that you may or may not be a part of. I know that for some of you, you may be members of the organization already. And so it's a great opportunity to learn more about what the organization offers and what we do. For those of you who are not members, we hope that this session will spark the interest to become a member or to approach someone on your team in your office to become a member of the organization. So Sarah and I are going to walk you through some basic information about the structure and kind of where everything originates from in terms of New Jersey ACAC and how that relates to the national organization and so on. So we'll take you on a little bit of that trip. And so to start off, we want to introduce you to the national organization, which is NACAC, the National Association for College Admission Counseling. So NACAC is one of the largest higher education professional development organizations anywhere in the world. About 27,000 members comprise NACAC, and it's truly around the world. So of course we have our members who are here in the US, but also know that we have college admissions folks that work abroad at institutions. And so they are also part of NACAC. And NACAC is an organization that leads professional development. So in terms of providing college admissions professionals professional development to engage with students, to engage with their teams, to engage for themselves as well in order to advance within the profession. NACAC is also the voice of the college admissions profession. So if you're reading literature out there in the Chronicle and inside higher education, if you're looking at some more of the mainstream media like Forbes and the New York Times, you'll notice and you'll have seen over the course of the last couple of years that NACAC is a more prominent name in those mediums, particularly, of course, when it comes to anything college admissions related. And so over the course of the last several years, with so much happening in the landscape of higher education, specifically in admissions, recruitment, and enrollment, NACAC takes a lead in being a voice for the work that we do. One of my favorite things about NACAC, about New Jersey ACAC as well, is the connections and the networking that we're able to do. And NACAC, of course, provides that through a number of different events, both in the virtual space, but also, of course, in person conferences and workshops that are held across the country, bring all of us together to be able to have conversations about the work that we're doing. And these are great opportunities not only to engage with one another and in the work, but it's also an opportunity to find your next move, to learn more about someone else's work at another institution, at another high school, if you're an independent counselor, to also be able to connect with members and colleagues within the field. And of course, a cornerstone of NACAC and really the backbone of it, if you will, is of course being the body that sets the standards in terms of ethics and authority within the work. So NACAC has um, a document that provides information on best practices and ethical standards within the profession. We can have a total another workshop in its entirety about where that's come from and how that's evolved over the course of time. But it would definitely take too long and not for today. But just know that NACAC does provide the foundation for our best practices and ethics within the college admissions profession. Just to give you an idea of the mission of NACAC, I don't need to read this, of course, to you, but this is the mission and vision of NACAC, which was unveiled in the last couple of years. I believe this was from 2022 in Houston at the NACAC conference there, where this was unveiled to the NACAC membership. And so this mission and vision is ultimately what drives the work that NACAC is doing. So you can put faces to names. One of the things that I know I love as well about NACAC and the work that we're doing, and Sarah, I think, can attest to this as well, is that the folks that are at the lead at NACAC are folks that we can engage with on a regular basis, right? So just because they have the titles that they have doesn't make them out of reach or out of touch. If you were at our conference in Atlantic City last year, you'll know that the NACAC CEO, Dr. Angel Perez, was one of the keynote speakers. And I had the privilege and the honor to share the stage with him as a part of that panel. And so, it's pretty cool to know that even for all of you who are joining us today, I mean, if you have a question or a suggestion or a recommendation and you're thinking, man, it would be cool if I could get into the ear of the NACAC CEO, or, if it's something related to educational policy and we can get in touch with David Hawkins, it's a matter of just being a step away. Like, you could literally reach out to Sarah or myself or any of the NJACAC leadership, and we can touch base with these folks. Like, not for nothing, but some of us are really just on that one-to-one email communication with all of these folks. And it's one of the great things among many about the leadership at NACAC. So just so you can put faces to names, this is the NACAC leadership team. Dr. Perez, of course, is the CEO. Chantel Goodman-Luckett, the Chief Experience Officer, who works with a lot of the membership aspect of NACAC. David Hawkins, who's the Chief Education and Policy Officer. So if you take a look at anything that is published from NACAC with regards to government relations or educational policy, not only within higher ed, but also on the K-12 side, most specifically on the secondary school side, but anything that affects educational policy within the college admission space. Melanie Parra, who's the Chief Communications Officer, and Ashley Persnia, who's the Chief Operating Officer of the organization. NACAC is guided and led not only by the leadership team that you just saw, which works directly for the organization, but then there is a board that is comprised of volunteers. So they're not paid folks. So just to put it in some more context, the folks that you saw on the previous screen, those are the paid leaders of the organization. And then, of course, they are guided by the board, which is comprised of volunteers. So the officers are the chair-elect, and the immediate past chair. There are 8 elected board directors. So every year NACAC goes through nominations and then an election process. The nomination process is currently open. And as a member of NACAC, you have the opportunity moving forward to be able to elect the members of the board, those 8 board directors. There can be up to 5 appointed board directors. Those appointed board directors usually tend to be members of the higher ed community in other spaces, not necessarily involved with college admissions, but previously there have been folks on the financial aid side who have been nominated to the board, educators and faculty in higher education that have also been a part of it. So the board goes through a process of vetting and finding individuals who can be a part of the board that will lend their voice and help guide the work of NACAC. And then there's the Affiliate President's Council Coordinator, who is essentially the representative of all of the affiliates that are part of NACAC. And one of the future slides you will see, and I think it'll make a little bit more sense in terms of the affiliates and what that means when it comes to NACAC. But this is the structure of the NACAC board. The role of the board at the national level is to cover basically all of these 5 items that you see on your screen. They will meet various times over the course of the year to discuss a number of these different items, and also, again, be able to establish and lead the way in terms of strategy and in terms of being that lead voice for the profession. Sarah, remind me, is this me or is this you?
It was me a couple slides ago.
My apologies. I was on a roll.
You were.
My bad.
And I wasn't going to interrupt because you presented very well, probably better than I could have on those slides.
My bad.
No, you're good. So in previous years, if you've been a member of NACAC and have gone through what they've gone through in the past probably 10 years or so, the board and the staff of NACAC were not as cohesive as they are currently. So the board and the staff of NACAC, they definitely work well together. They interact with each other frequently, and they are just looking for the betterment of the national organization as a whole. And then can you go forward, please? Thank you. So these are just contact information if you have any NACAC related questions. I call her Heather the Great as well, just simply because she is kind of like the overseer and the go-to person for affiliate presidents to contact in relation to NACAC. So there's Heather McGee. So if you have any further questions about anything that we presented today, and you just want to ask some questions about maybe how to get more involved in NACAC, then definitely she is the point person. And you can also reach out to the governance email that is on this slide as well. What just happened?
Sorry, y'all, technical difficulties.
I know. Oh, there we go. All right.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Now, NACAC is like the big umbrella, right? And we are just one of the many raindrops that are falling underneath the umbrella. But normally raindrops don't fall underneath the umbrella, but you're getting what I'm saying. So we are one of the affiliate organizations as the New Jersey Association for College Admissions Counseling. So there are 23 affiliate organizations, and we must abide by the NACAC bylaws. And also we offer individual and institutional annual memberships that obviously if you have a paid membership with NJACAC, that's wonderful. If not, we would love for you to join us because we do offer many things throughout the year as far as professional development, conference, and other wonderful activities that we offer throughout the year. But just to give you an idea that we are one of 23, so there's pretty much most, I don't want to say most, but some of the other affiliate organizations are multi-state. So for instance, Southern ACAC encompasses, I don't even know how many states, like 10, I don't know, and Puerto Rico. So they are multi-state affiliates, whereas we are just a single state affiliate. And we are pretty much one of the few single state affiliates. A lot of them do encompass many states as a whole. So just like NACAC, we also have a mission and vision statement, these are new mission and vision statements that were unveiled at the conference last year in May. So we have kind of revamped our mission and vision statement to kind of align with NACAC's mission and vision statement. We felt that it was our previous mission and vision statement were a little wordy, so we just kind of tried to make it a little more succinct and encompass all members of our organization. And this is our New Jersey ACAC leadership. We just pulled this from our newly unveiled website. So we have Randy Sam, who is our president for the next couple months. He will go into the immediate past presidency in May at our conference. We have our president-elect, Ryan, is it Dupuy? Dupuy. Okay, I always get it wrong, and then he never corrects me, and then I always feel bad. So who is currently our president-elect, and he is planning our conference in May. And then there's myself, immediate past president. I am, as Randy always says, I am living the past president life with my past president glow. And I will be rolling off as well in May. And then we have our treasurer, who's currently Elisa Hogan, Cassie Kovar, who is our secretary, who's also one of our co-chairs for professional development, and our always camera shy, but always lovely Susan Hatch, who is our executive assistant. And you may have had interaction with her if you've had any membership questions or anything like that, because she is pretty much our go-to person for all and any questions. Then we have elected officials. So we are currently going through our nominations and elections phase. And so these are the officials that you guys voted on. So we have secondary school representatives. So we have Nick Cano, Sasha Rashid, Nancy Ortiz, and Ashley Whitmore. And then we have college representatives, which are post-secondary representatives, who also sit on our executive committee. We have Jose Balda, Dylan Klim, Dan Riegel, Sam Murray, and Chris Hoffman. And this is kind of just a flow chart so that you can better understand kind of how we operate as a whole. So we have the elected officials, which are the secondary school reps, college reps, presidential trio, treasurer, and secretary. And so you can see the president is at the top, but the presidential trio, we always work together. In fact, we have a Zoom in probably about a half hour that we always just meet and talk monthly about what's going on. And we are also, we sit on the Affiliate President's Council, which is on NACAC, well, with NACAC. So we also then present anything that's going on in our affiliate. With NACAC, it's Summer Lead, which is for presidents. And then we always also attend the NACAC conference. Then under that, you can see the executive cabinet also includes executive assistant, secretary, treasurer, along with the presidential trio. And you can kind of see here that president-elect is in charge of the conference and planning the conference. And then my job is to be in charge of any bylaws changes that needs to happen and nominations and elections, which we are currently going through. Then we have the appointed positions, which the president gets to appoint chairs to various positions within our affiliate. So we have the membership chair, PD chair, communications chair, IAS, which is Inclusion, Access, Success, college fair chair, and then we're going to hopefully incorporate a DEI chairperson to kind of bring together some of the diversity, equity, and inclusion work that NACAC has really put forth. We're going to try to incorporate some of that into our affiliate as well. Most times we do try to have secondary school reps and college reps serve as chairpersons, either on one of these committees, as chairs of one of these committees, or as chairs of one of the subcommittees, which you will see on the following slide. So we have the IAS chair. So you can see we have Rainbow Key, Camp College, College Key, and scholarships. Camp College and College Key are basically, what's the word I'm trying to say? They are for our underrepresented populations. So we have College Key, which is a day event, which we invite students to come for kind of like a boot camp for college admissions in one day with their parents and guardians. We go over various different things, financial aid, college essay, all of that kind of stuff in one day. It's a very quick day. However, the flip side to that is if we want to, if they want to do an overnight camp, so Camp College is our overnight camp where they spend, I believe it's 1 or 2 nights, and it's more spread out. And this is just for the students. So it gives them an opportunity to interact with college admissions professionals as well as school counselors. And they get pretty much the same things that you would get on College Key, just kind of drawn out a little more over 2 days. They do also have a mini college fair at Camp College, so that way the students can go around and talk and speak to college admissions professionals as well. We have the PD chair, which is Cassie, who is also our secretary, and she oversees, along with Michael, all the things that are under there. So basics, which is our welcome to the profession, whether it be school counseling or college admissions, which happens in the summer. We have mentorship, which we pair a seasoned professional with someone who is new to the profession. Dr. Nikki Mondrinos is the one who oversees that. We have admissions practices, which was kind of hold on, sorry. Which was kind of the ethics committee of everything, but now with the DOJ investigation and what the DOJ basically said that we can't, what's the word I'm looking for? We can't come down hard on various ethics predicaments that may happen. So it's more of a professional development opportunity where we can offer professional development opportunities to our professionals that can help with ethics and any other admissions practices. We have the bus tour, which is making a comeback this summer. And that's a great way for school counselors to be able to visit various New Jersey colleges and get some more information about that. And we have a tech users group, which is basically kind of the catch-all for all technology that we use in our profession. And then you can see on the left, we have the financial committee, which is run by our treasurer, which is basically financial oversight committee, which we make the big decisions and discuss any big purchases that we may need to make and anything that we need to put money out for as an organization. Then we have membership, which is basically just getting our members to become members. Then they oversee the awards, which are given out at our conference in May. And they are awards that are given out to our members for various different things. So college rep of the year, we have friends of NJACAC, we have all different kinds of things that we give awards for. And then we have the community college and transfer advocacy group that falls under the membership as well, just because we don't want to forget about our community college friends, as well as any transfers that happen from community college to a 4-year university. Communications, social media, website, government relations. We did revamp our website, and kudos to Chris Hoffman for putting that together. Our website went under a big overhaul and it is more user-friendly. So if you haven't checked that out, please do so, njacac.org. And then we have college fairs, which Carlos is the chair for, and he oversees our regional fairs, as well as our NACAC North College Fair, which is happening in a couple weeks in March. And then we are working on instituting a DEI chair, and they are kind of going to offer professional development opportunities to our members, kind of working on diversifying basically maybe in your workplace, as well as diversifying our language within our organization. And the hope is that they will oversee identity SIGs, which are special interest groups, if you are not familiar. So hopefully we'll be able to get a lot of SIGs going and be able to meet and, just come together as an organization as well. All right, so main purpose is that if you want to get more involved, we definitely have this new website that is wonderful. So if, I believe I did a link in there. So this is the committee's part of our website. So if you go to njac.org, you can click on committees and you just go to get involved. It comes up with a list of the committees that we have. We have loads of committees, more than just what is on the page that we talked about. And you can get involved in many ways. So you can get involved in actually, just volunteer for an event. Like if you want to volunteer for a college key event where it's just one day, you go in, you volunteer, you help out, and then you can then see about getting more involved in the organization. Or if you really are good with like computers and you want to do social media or anything like that, we are always looking for people to chair subcommittees and committees. But we never want to leave you alone. So we did this structure so that there is always a chairperson who is probably a more seasoned person in NJACAC to kind of oversee the subcommittees. So if you want to just start out with a subcommittee and volunteering for an event, we would love to have you. So all you need to do is go to the website, click on the Get Involved, and then you can submit, basically it's an interest form that then will go to Sue Hatch, and then she will get it to the person that it needs to. Oh, hi, Liz. Just saw that you put something in the chat. So that is our website. Oh. Okay. All right. So now Q&A time. Does anyone have any questions about the organization? Any questions in particular for Carlos, myself?
So I'll leave the screen up for a little bit and then I'll stop sharing so we can see everybody and have more of a conversation. But I figure in the meantime, as people try maybe to develop some questions, I think it's important to note that your level of involvement is ultimately up to you, right? None of us expect for you to be here with us today and all of a sudden say, I want to be the chair of a committee. Although there's nothing wrong with that. We would totally welcome that as well. But realistically, right, I don't think that that's the intention or the purpose, right? I remember when I started in the association, it was being involved with college fairs, but I wasn't chairing the committee by any stretch. I was working with a more seasoned member of the association who was chairing the committee, and I jumped on board and learned as much as I could. Then, the rest, as they say, is kind of history, right? All of a sudden, I'm running for president of the organization and had the privilege of leading the association through the presidential cycle. And once I did that, I kind of went back to my roots and continued to work on the college fairs, the college fair registry, which I feel like is my third child because we've done such a great service with it, and we have so much left to do. All of our regional fairs as well. But I've also just been very privileged to have the opportunity to work on a number of the programs that are there. Camp College, which I hold so close and dear to my heart, as well, our College Key program. I will also share with you that upcoming, because like Sarah said, we always need assistance. I would be remiss if I did not shout out Dana Lambert and Susan Mikowski, who are the co-chairs for our New Jersey National College Fair. So they are boots on the ground, assisting and working with NACAC to run that fair. But they need assistance, and particularly, and I know there's college folks on this side. Most of you are probably working that event, so you can't volunteer during the course of the day. But for any of you who may be on the secondary school side, an independent counselor, maybe you're on the school counseling side, but you're working with interns in your office. Great opportunity for them because one of the cool things about the National College Fairs is that there is a counseling station, a counseling table where students that are visiting the fair can sit down with a volunteer that is there for the day to be able to talk about different majors and what schools offer certain programs and so on and so forth. And so that crew needs that kind of assistance in addition to some logistics and things like that during the day, but they definitely could use your assistance. as well as our professional development committee. I know that Cassie's working really hard with getting professional development sessions on the calendar. And it could be as simple as jumping on a Zoom call and setting it up for a presenter, right? Like that could be your involvement, and that means so much to the association. So don't feel like you have to walk away from here thinking, oh, I have to do so many things. You don't. It could be as easy as a couple of minutes. And the reality is that your participation, your being here today on a snow day during lunch hour, is participation in the organization as well. And we hope that this plants a seed for you in terms of your own professional development and what you can contribute to your team, wherever it is that you're working, to become more involved with the organization and to help you grow. And so I'll cap it off and check to see if we have questions. But I have always said and will always say through the end of my career that I would not be where I am today if it was not for NJACAC. The friends, the mentors that I have, one of them who is co-presenting with me today, and I say it all the time because she's always just been such a supportive part of my career. And I'm so grateful for those relationships and that network that I'm able to have. And so this, it could be you too. So let me turn this off and stop sharing my screen so we can see everybody. Yeah, any particular questions or anything like that, feel free to drop it in the chat, or if you want to unmute and join us, you're more than welcome to.
And I will also do a shameless plug that our conference, if you want to present at our conference, we did just, I think Ryan just put it out that they are still accepting conference proposals. And also, if you are planning on coming to the conference but don't want to submit a proposal, then we are always looking for volunteers. So we are looking for volunteers to scan people in sessions. So as time gets closer, I'm sure that Ryan will put out the call for any volunteers. And it just is literally like you sign up to scan people into a session, or you sign up to scan people at lunch. It's just simple like that. And that's one step into getting more involved and to meeting new people. Like Carlos said, I would not be where I am at this point if it weren't for the people like Carlos, who was my go-to person as president-elect, and the friendships that have been made are I met Randy at a camp college. We were group partners, and that's how I first met Randy. So it's definitely a good stepping point, and it's good to be able to just pick up the phone and call someone. We do a decision day at our school, and I am always tapping people on the shoulder for swag. So, and I just email them directly because I know them from being here. So.
Yeah, so I just dropped, Sarah or I don't want to put people on the spot, right? And I know I think we've all sat on enough Zooms to know that sometimes at the end, there's really just no questions and everyone just wants to go and finish their lunch before they go about the rest of their day. But if you do have questions that maybe you forgot to ask, or maybe you just didn't want to ask in front of the group, totally cool. Please reach out to Sarah or myself. We dropped our emails in the chat. We'd love to talk to you, answer any questions you may have about getting more involved within the organization. To Sarah's point, I find that the most fun opportunity to volunteer is the conference.
Yes.
For any number of reasons. I mean, I know for me, I make it a priority for me to get down early before the conference starts to help stuff conference bags and folders and whatever else it is that there may be. Just because, again, it's a great opportunity to meet new people because there's always new people getting involved, but to also reconnect with friends and colleagues that you don't get to see all the time either. And it's just a ton of fun. And again, it just usually leads to more conversations and additional involvement, and it's just really a great thing to be able to do. So with that said, there weren't any other questions or anything like that. So Thank you all for joining us. Sarah, any last thoughts from your end?
No, and I hope that you all join us in Atlantic City in May. If you do, and it's your first time to the conference, you'll be seeing our two faces again at the first timers orientation for the conference. But if not, I hope that you at least consider volunteering in some small way to be a part of this organization. And enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the snow for you all, and reach out if you have any questions.
Take care, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys.